everyone, so looks like Matrix Resurrections HBO viewership number were just announced this morning through Samba TV, and when I look at this number, I'm like, oh, not bad, because this movie during the weekend, it was a huge flop at the box office. It made only $12 million for 3-day weekend, and the 5-day weekend it made total $22 million the domestic market. Although there's a huge movie out there already, Spider-Man No Way Home, going against that movie is not gonna make that much money. But other movie like Sing did do well at the box office. So Matrix Resurrection was supposed to be one of the most anticipated movie for this year. Although when I see some of the people who are saying this movie is the worst thing they ever seen, maybe for some people, maybe. For me, I thought it was okay. It isn't as bad as everyone's saying. But it wasn't, it didn't live up to my expectation either. But when I look into Matrix Resurrection, Rotten Tomatoes score, still holding its score on Rotten Tomatoes score is fresh tomato, and the audience score, when you think about all these people they're saying this movie isn't good, this movie is still sitting on 63% audience score, which is impressive. So I was reading some of these people's thought on this movie. So these people who gave this movie, some of these people did gave this movie 4 stars. So these people obviously saw this movie on HBO Max, because they said if you see it on streaming service HBO Max, it's okay movie. But if you pay for this movie in theater, of course you're gonna be pissed because you paid for it. So when I look into the according to Deadline, Matrix Resurrection was most pirated movie ever. Like it was 36%. It was shared. And when I think about Spider-Man No Way Home, which was pirated, like some of the clips were out there already before the movie came out, but that was not that much. That movie pirated 12%. And you have to remember, Spider-Man No Way Home, people, even though you saw those clips, still you wanted to see this movie on big screen, because overall that movie was, That being said, I think Matrix Resurrection I think it's quite okay number on HBO Max, like the viewership format. So this movie just sitting behind Godzilla vs. Kong by 22%. So Godzilla vs. Kong is the only movie I guess you can compare it with, because the Godzilla vs. Kong was also released on this 5-day format. This movie is also released on HBO Max, similar format for 5 days, because it's holiday time. So looks like this movie did grab viewership of 2.8 million. The Godzilla vs. Kong's number was 3.6 million. As you can see, it's not too behind. Personally, I thought it will do even better. I guess you cannot compare this movie with the Godzilla vs. Kong, because end of the day, and Godzilla vs. Kong, actually, it was most anticipated movie too for this year. But that movie came out, actually, many people will not mention this. When the Godzilla vs. Kong came out, it was the peak time for pandemic. Actually, I wanted to see this movie in theater so badly. All the theater near me were closed. I couldn't see that movie right away. Like I had to wait because that time vaccination wasn't available. So, you couldn't, all the theater were really shut down. So all the number Godzilla vs. Kong did for Warner Brothers, I think it's really great. I think this movie could have done actually $800 million at the box office. If this movie came out normal time, because end of the day, that movie is really something you should see it in theater. It was amazing watch. I really like that movie. Definitely more than Matrix Resurrection. So Matrix Resurrection looks like it did kind of okay number on HBO Max. So it's still HBO Max, like on the 30-day basis. Samba TV, according to Samba TV, they're still sitting. The Godzilla vs. Kong is the highest one watch. The second one is Mortal Kombat. And each time when I am making HBO Max number, I really get amazed how many people actually saw Mortal Kombat on opening weekend on HBO Max. Still, that movie is the highest place holder. It was 3.6 or something, I think, if I'm not wrong. It's still amazing. So Mortal Kombat is actually getting sequel. I'm very excited to see that. Because this movie looked like all the character setup. I was really ready to get Mortal Kombat sequel. So this is a really good number. Warner Brothers, if you're watching, you should definitely make Mortal Kombat as soon as possible, because I definitely want to see it. But don't release it on HBO Max the next time. That said, I will say Matrix Resurrection did okay number on HBO Max, but it was quite flop at the box office, I will say. So I hope they don't make sequel for Matrix Resurrection. I don't know what Warner Brother will do next. Anyway, that's my thought on this. Let me know in the comment what do you think about this, and if you enjoyed my video, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to check out my other videos on other topics. Please take care and subscribe.